All right. Well, this is the kind of market that I love to see. It just does not want to quit. It does not want to keep the bulls from resting. They said, nah, we're still fresh enough. If we can keep going and wait until you see the charts on this, I'll give further commentary on this, especially in light of today's closes that we got. Mind you, we will even take a look at Bitcoin showing a double bottom intraday today before taking off again. Is it going to overtake resistance? I'll give you my take on it. By the way, if you want to see more of my buys and sells, my analyses, you name it, there's a link down in the description for the Discord, 50% off your first month. I'll tell you about that later. In the meantime, let's get over into the charts because I am excited about this. So first thing, QQQ. Down in the pre-market, but man, look at that candle that we got. About a 1.5% swing from bottom to top on this thing, making an $8 move intraday from the close, the low of 514 to the close of 522, peaking just above that at 522.53. But importantly, closing up above this dotted line across here, which was resistance at 521. We still have that area of chop still in sight for that all-time high of 540.01. We're still in the runnings for it. Once again, a little bit overbought on the daily chart, but the weekly chart still rising momentum, still in ripe territory as per the RSI. Monthly chart still ripe territory, neither overbought like the daily chart is. So we'll see if we get that period of rest. Maybe that's all the bulls needed, was a little bit of a weekend, a little bit of a breather to start the day after a little bit of a drop, and then carry on as you were. So moving over to the SPY, much the same thing, only the SPY has a little bit of resistance to the upside here. There we go, at 596.72. That's the number that we need to get over to take on that all-time high of 611.39. But I can keep on reminding you of the chop that we have over here. Probably not going to be a straight climb, but I'll tell you what, the credit downgrade not seeming to really phase the market. So the Qs, the SPY, both closing up today after being significantly down in the pre-market. IWM having a bit of a rough time, but remember the Russell 2000 stocks are going to be a little bit more sensitive to, well, whatever comes its way for tight monetary policy. And I'll tell you what, like if it can't get easy access to capital, they're more likely to suffer over what we'd have for the S&P companies or the NASDAQ 100 companies. Nvidia, by the way, looking like a rock star, still chomping at the bit to break up solidly above 136. Hasn't gotten it so far, but we are just over a week away from those Nvidia earnings. I'll put my breakdown out for you. And I gotta say, if you take a look at the moving averages on here with the 20 over the 50, bullish thing, 20 creeping up sharply towards the 200-day. It would be nice to see a retest of support. Maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't. Same thing for the Qs. Let me pop that up there. Same thing for the SPY, same thing. Don't know if we'll get it. I would love to see it because that would give us that next entry point, give the bulls a chance to settle a little bit. We don't necessarily have to do it right away or anytime soon, but man, we've been quite a run, quite a tear during that time. Earnings on Wednesday in the after hours on the 28th of May, not the 21st. So we still have, like I said, about 9 days to go in order to get there. Let's move on over to Tesla because, man, look at this. The resistance that we have and then the support line that I have on here for you. Solidly touching top and bottom resistance on Friday, then Monday touching down at support before going up and touching that resistance line right there in the middle of your screen. You can see that. Need to break up over that. We are starting to broaden. If I go out to a 4-hour chart, for example, you might be able to see this a little bit better. Let me get rid of the rising wedge pattern here. There we go. And you can see a little bit more of the broadening pattern that we're transitioning into here for Tesla. So the bottom prices, the bulls giving a little bit of ground to the bears. Top side, bears giving a little bit of ground to the bulls. We'll watch and see what happens if we're able to break through resistance. Watch for this top trend line because, well, we can play these trend lines as long as they hold for right now, but we got to watch that resistance to the upside. If we can't make it all the way back up, we might see us kind of getting stopped out here a little bit. The RSI, the momentum falling a little bit on the 4-hour chart. Daily chart, what are we looking at? Dipping out of overbought territory down in just regular old bullish territory. So Tesla getting wild, getting volatile. It's probably going to stay that way for a little while. Once again, just as I said for the NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, Nvidia, you name it. Look at this though. I said with the moving averages, the bullish signals that we're looking for. Look at the 20 and the 200. The 20 is just about to cross the 200-day. That's a bullish sign should we get that crossover. Fingers crossed that we do get there. 50 inflecting upward as well, maybe leading us to that golden cross of the 50 over the 200, which is a very mega bullish sign to be watching for. So any sort of near-term pullback for Tesla could be part of that next leg up, that next part of the run for Tesla. And just to take a quick peek at the momentum on a weekly basis, still very ripely bullish. And then on a monthly basis, also very ripely bullish. So well positioned for Tesla. Market go up, Tesla likely also go up. We'll see if the momentum holds out. Bitcoin, look at the resilience of Bitcoin. This morning when I did the video, we had a big old engulfing candle, and man, we just ripped right back up, went down through the 13-day just for a little bit. I said, watch for that for support, and it's drawn up since that time with the moving of that candle. And like I said, we peaked out right exactly at 107.115, which is exactly the top of the resistance area, the price target that I had when I put out the video on Friday. We got there. Now look intraday at the hourly chart, for example, and you can see the sort of double bottom that we got. As a matter of fact, let's grab this circle. We'll drag it over to here and we'll shrink it down so you can really see the area that I'm looking at. This double bottom right here, and we made it back up on top of the trend lines. That's perfect. Look at the volume movement that we have over the past several hours as well. This could move higher, especially we need to watch for that. That 109.356 could be in sight. I left my call option open through IBIT. I think it's going to print handsomely for me. Fingers crossed on that one as well, because now the rest, technicals are all there. Technicals are ready to go. Very solid. The rest is in the fate of the market's hands here. So if we do get that movement, we could move up above that resistance, sit on top of the 107.115. If we do 109.356, which is the all-time high, is within our sight once again. XRP, find an amazing support off the 50 EMA. So far up above the 13 as well. We'll see if we can stay up above the 13, get it up above the 5 on that for these exponential moving averages. That could be near-term bullishness for us. The RSI, very ripe for XRP. And then SUI on this one, finding, once again, amazing support. As a matter of fact, let me bring down the EMAs, put up the SMAs. Look at that 20 period that's still acting as support for us. As Bitcoin turned around, so did SUI as well. Probably in association, in somewhat of a correlation, although not total, with the markets themselves even rebounding. That sort of risk-off sentiment quickly cooled down into, hey, you know what? We're going to keep on going. We already knew there were debt troubles. Maybe this is just part of the journey. We kind of expected the downgrade to happen anyway. It happened, and we still have the same problems that we did before. We just need time for them to clear up. So guys, I told you down in the description is a link for the Discord. If you use code word DOCTOR, DOCTOR, that's going to get you 50% off your first month, and you get to see my analyses, my buys and sells. You get to interact with me in the Discord and the other panel experts over there as well. There's a whole team of us there supporting a community of thousands of people. You guys can be part of that. It is the best community that I've ever been a part of, and the products and services that are there for you are just seemingly endless. You can click on the link, read what's there to offer you, try it out with that discount code DOCTOR, and I think you're really going to like what you find over there. You'll probably end up staying. Also, down in the description, you'll find a link for Stock Moe Academy. Stock Moe is a personal friend of mine. Put together some courses on technical analysis trading, use the bread recipe, and also an options course. Options I use all the time, along with the bread recipe trading strategy. And I'll tell you what, it's top notch, and it really helps me to add that alpha to my portfolio, which helps lead me towards financial freedom. You guys can be part of it too, using that link down in the description for that coursework through Stock Moe Academy. Once again, code word DOCTOR is going to save you a ton of cash there as well. And if you bundle the courses, that's going to save you even more. So guys, what's my take on the market that we have right now? Well, you saw the resilience that we saw so far in face of bad news. The market's rallying on anyway. We still need to be fearful of that double top. Should we retake those all-time highs that are up there, retest them, if you will. If we get up there, maybe we retrace a little bit. We'll have to watch and see what's coming our way. We had a little bit of bad news. The market persisted anyway. Those all-time highs remain within sight. I'm pretty excited, cautiously bullish. I got my fingers crossed on here. I got some other long positions as well. Posted those over at the Discord. You guys can come on over and see them. Can't wait to see you over there. Come on back to the channel here to see more on YouTube as well. Hit the subscribe button to see when my videos come out. Otherwise, those links are waiting for you. And guys, I'll come back. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.